Well, good morning or afternoon, however, whatever it is for you. So, what shall we talk about today? Well, something that I'm sure you are aware of, but I was not. And that's I'm learning I learned from the remote viewing. So I know with the Reiki, you need to open and close. But I guess I didn't realize how important it was. And I'm learning that with the remote viewing, it's pretty important. Probably just as important with any of the energy work, I would think. But I think something that I've worked on is when you're doing the opening, I call in my highest self, divine source, and the universe Reiki energy now. With full permission and alignment, I open my intuition and remote viewing channel with the intention to receive in only clear, true, and beneficial information in accordance with the highest good. I invite only which is aligned with love, truth, and light to enter this space. All else is denied access. I activate a Reiki protection field around me, cleansing, shielding, and harmonizing my body, mind, and aura. I ground into the earth and center my heart. Let the signal be clear. Let the channel be safe. Let the viewing begin. So I think that that's something that you'll come up with your own thing or whatever it is that you have got going on, but that's kind of what I like, and that's the example. And then when you go to close it, it's just as important for closing it. And so closing it is actually probably more important. This session is now complete. I thank the Reiki energy, the divine, and my subconscious mind for this connection and guidance. I now fully close any remote viewing channel, retracting all cords, visions, or energetic links. All information now returns to stillness. I release my residual energy that does not belong to me. I call my energy back to myself. I am sealed. I am grounded. The Reiki field now restores my aura to balance and harmony. I close with peace and protection. So I think that that's really something that's important. And when you are opening your channel, it allows you access to non-local information, aligns your subconscious, your intuitive or gifts or spiritual support. It really just kind of creates a sacred mental environment, right, for the data flow. So I think that's really important. I don't know about you, but I take a couple breaths to close my eyes. And I think that all that's kind of, everyone has their own take. It's not any kind of advice, not medical advice, not just energetic fun. Just kind of giving you guys some good samples or some things that I've learned, and then you need to take what resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't take it. Only take what resonates. Yep. And it's not any kind of advice. So if you don't properly close your channel, your psychic overload or lineage energy, or lingering, you get psychic overload or lingering energy, physical symptoms, headache, fatigue, stomach tension, insomnia, emotional confusion, anxiety, irritability, energetic leakage, especially in solar plexus, crown, and third eye. You get spiritual vulnerability, feeling off, invaded, or exposed. So, especially true if you're using Reiki. So it is important to have this, make sure you close if you've got a client or something with the Reiki. I think that that's all really important. And so just to give you like an idea, I mean, I've been learning with Reiki and energy and everything I've been doing for some time now. And I don't do it a lot. So, I haven't been paid from anybody. I don't have any paid clients. I've done some work for free, mainly like pets, animals, people. There's been a few friends when I was first kind of getting around and doing this, and family members. But excuse me. But it's I'm getting to the point here where I think for 26 I'm going to start ramping up to get paid. 26 I feel that I'm ready. I feel that transition is coming, and there's been so much to learn, and everybody, you need to go at your own pace. You really do. You need to go at what pace is good for you. Some people get right into it and start charging right away. Good for them, and they learn faster. They do whatever. They're doing really great. But most of the people that I ran across that are just doing just amazing, you talk to them and they're, oh, I've been doing this for 8 years. I've been doing it for 20 years, whatever, 30 years. So they've been doing it for a long time. So if you're just starting out new like I am, if you're in 2 years into it or 3 years in, it's really not a long time. So especially if you have a job and you have family and you have things going on, it's not like you're doing it all the time, right? So I probably about 4 months ago, maybe, I was having some stomach problems and digestive, and I'm like, what the heck? And quit everything I do, and I tried everything. Talked to a couple doctors. They made some suggestions. They were some supplements. I went and got the supplements. When you got these problems and the doctor says, well, try this or try that, you're like, okay, and you go get it. It doesn't work, and you're like, what the heck? Yeah, and then it was like people were like, oh, I think you've got this problem, and then now you've got that problem. And I'm like, man, I know, getting up there with age, but I'm like, geez, am I falling apart? Like, you start to think like, oh my goodness, is this it? Like a Martha, here I come. Oh, it's a joke in my family because we're always like, Martha. Anyway, it's just a joke, but you just don't know what's going on. And so I know I was kind of nudged that it was that my supplements I was taking were clashing. So I stopped taking one of the supplements. And then I think that really was true because I noticed a little bit of a difference, but I still was having an issue. And I just was like, these things that are coming up don't make sense. It's not normal, and doesn't fit me. It doesn't resonate. So I started questioning, and then I saw this video on TikTok. Sometimes these videos will pop up for me, and usually, if I see a video like, you're going to get rich, oh my gosh, this is your thing, or you're going to fall in love, ooh, whoa, your soulmate's coming, right? And you see it, but you see a bunch of them, like every time you log on, oh, your soulmate, oh, your soulmate, I don't know. I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm just saying it doesn't seem to resonate, so I don't take it because it's when I see a bunch of it. But if I see a video, I do feel that our guides guide us. And so if I'm on TikTok and I see something and it's like, that could possibly make sense for me, and then I don't see another one. The algorithm does not show me anyone else pushing that subject. It makes me pause and think, was this meant for me? And so I saw this video, and the person was talking about not closing your channel and how it can cause digestive issues, and And she'd named off a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, I just kept thinking, yeah, that's me, that's me, that's me. Is that possible? Is it possible? And so then I got a hold of, I guess I got a hold of a medical intuitive, and I got a hold of the medical intuitive, and I'm like, hey, is it possible? What are you getting, first of all? And then second of all, is it possible too? Can you check whether about any doors that are open? And intuitive came back and said, I'm not seeing that you have any health issues. I'm seeing that you have these symptoms, but she goes, I'm not seeing that they're from a health issue. You seem to be pretty healthy. And she goes, but I'm picking up that it's a door that was open and not closed. And I'm like, man, so I closed the door. And I just I did what I thought felt was the best way to close it. And I noticed, like, almost immediately, I felt a little different, but my symptoms didn't go away, but my energy felt different. And then the next day, I felt a little bit better. And then I just a sec. For me, I have someone that does a Reiki master. She's wonderful. And so she's been my teacher. And so she's done a lot of the classes I've done were with her. And so I've got a lot of certificates and stuff, but I still have go to her for energy healing, because I find that sometimes for me anyways, not everyone's like that, but maybe for me, it's more involved, where I'm going to say, oh, I bet that this is it. I bet that that's this. And where I want someone's other opinion that's just going to pick up and just tell me the fact, whether is it really a message that's coming in, or am I guessing, kind of a thing. Anyway, so I go to her every once in a while, and so she did some stuff, and yeah, it was an open channel, and she helped me do a closing for that. It was part of it, with some other stuff as well. So we did the closing, but I would say probably 85%, 90% of all my symptoms are gone. And this is just within a matter of like 4 days, 5 days that all this has happened. So I think it's important, no matter where you're at in your journey, to just keep in mind that there's certain, guidelines that are going to be offered to you. And there's, you're dealing with energies and stuff. So you need to, if this is someone new and you've been watching my channel and we do the remote viewing, and if you've been practicing with me, it's pretty important that you should really be doing this. So hopefully you're watching this video, or you're listening to the podcast, because I do put this on a podcast as well. I post my content on podcast iTunes. You can get my podcast. I've got like 3 of them, and I've got a YouTube channel, and then I've got my TikTok. So those are really the 3 avenues where I've been posting stuff. Sometimes I'll post some stuff on Twitter, but um, that's really my social media. And I don't reach out to anybody to offer them services. I don't charge for anything. When I do start charging, I'll make sure I tell a lot of people that. And when I do start charging and taking bookings, they will be either on TikTok lives, or they will be a booking that you'll need to book and pay and schedule. I won't just reach out to people. I don't think that that's good. But I do think it's important. And I think let's talk about money, because I get a lot of people where they don't, like what to charge, for the services. And, I think a lot of times we feel that we've got a vow of poverty, or that we want to help these people that can't afford it. And so we always try to charge less. And I'm not discounting any of that. I'm not disagreeing with anybody on that. But I feel that we need to be aware of what we're worth, and our time, and what we're doing. And so for me, if someone didn't have the money, I would just give them help. I don't. I think that's what we're here to do, right? But I think that if you're gonna charge and you're gonna have your fees, I'm not saying you should go high, but I'm not saying you should go low. I think you need to be in the medium. I think if you're doing what I've seen out there, if you're doing Reiki service for a half an hour and you're doing, a connection through like Zoom or something, some kind of a video, or telephone, long distance healing, I don't think there's anything wrong with charging $85 to $100. I wrote per session for that half an hour. I think that that's appropriate. You're, you're offering them a service that they really need, and I think that they can afford it. And if you've got someone that comes to you and they're really having you can get, your intuitiveness, right? I mean, you don't even need them to, I mean, if they just say that they're having a hard time financially, whether or not that's true. You just use your intuition, right? So we kind of know that. And I think if they're hurting, maybe tell them, oh, even though you're not offering a special, maybe be like, oh, well, for you, I'll do a 2-for-1 or 3-for-1. If you pay for one, I'll give you 3 services. Keeps them coming back, right? And then by the time they've done the 3, you will have helped them enough to where then maybe they're going to have more money by then, and then you can get going, or they're going to stay with you for a year, and you can, do whatever you need to do. But I do think you should you should just have a good plan. You shouldn't be out there going, oh, I'm only going to charge $30 because I want to help people. You're helping people, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. It's not advice, but and I think the same, with like I see a lot of mediums, and but I have also seen the other side where I've seen people where they're like, it's $135 or $150 for like 15 minutes. I'm like, oh, I'm like, who can afford that? Like, seriously, like, if you're a tarot reader or something, even still, I mean, to me, I've had people where I've paid, 150 bucks for like an hour, or a half an hour even. But 15 minutes, I've seen some people do that. And I'm just like, that's to me is just, I don't care how good you are. That I just don't like that. That's just my opinion, personal opinion. Um, and I see people go over all the time. That's the ones I really like, where they're like, okay, 150 bucks, you get 20 minutes or half an hour, and then there's been like a 40-minute time, and I'm like, and they didn't charge me extra, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. Like, you can always give X more of your time as it's going and do what spirit's guiding you to do and stuff like that. But and offer some discounts. But I think medium of the road. I think that charging way too high is just not good. But I also think charging low is not too good either. And that's just my personal opinion. What do you guys think? Make some comments on what you guys think. Um, anyway, I hope you guys are having a good time. This is like pre-Thanksgiving. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Woo woo! Yeah, I'm got some good cooking to do, and I gotta go to the store and get a couple. You always have to get some last minute things. Got a couple things I want to get, and yeah, so I think it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Thanksgiving 2025, and I hope you guys are too. And we're coming down for Christmas or whatever holidays you are into, whether that be Hanukkah or whatever, or you're just not into holidays, that's cool. Whatever your celebration is. But we've got New Year's coming, right? Everyone's going to start your New Year resolution, and that's mine, right? 2026 will be when I start doing business for services, and I'm just really trying to wrap up training. I'm doing a lot of training, a lot of videos, and doing things, and then I probably won't be doing as much. We'll see how things go, because I'll be busy for 2026 building up stuff, and so that's kind of what my goals are. And have you seen, I've probably been talking a lot about dividends and building up the wealth, and that's something that we should be doing too, by anyone that's in the energy business. If you get a little bit of money from your clients, it's good to build up that dividend income coming in, so that you don't have to, should be taking your work money, whatever you're working at, putting that as much away as you can for dividends, so that eventually you could work part-time and be doing more of your services to help people, and eventually maybe be doing it full time. You can make good money doing this, from what I understand, and the dividends can help you transition. So there's always a will, there's always a way, right? So take what resonates with you from this and leave what doesn't. And none of this was just advice. Just sitting here talking for the last 20 minutes, a couple friends. And I appreciate for you for listening if you're on the podcast. And that should be it. Enjoy. Hope you guys have an awesome, whatever your holiday is. Enjoy.